Hi there, I have supported YouTube since 2008, and while I have enjoyed being a member of the YouTube community these long years, this platform has made it clear that they do not support freedom of speech, diversity of thought, or honest scientific discussion. They have made it obvious that they would rather spend their effort on censoring voices of dissent rather than more pressing issues, such as preventing this platform from enabling totalitarianism and child exploitation. As a result, I am transitioning my content to Odysee. So, if you enjoy and appreciate my content, but are wondering why I do not upload as often as I used to, I would encourage you to follow me to Odysee, where you can find much more of my content on hobby interests and life in general. The link to my Odysee channel should be in this video's description. Thank you for your understanding, and I hope you could join me in helping increase the hobbyist community on Odysee. Welcome to video 3 in the Freedom F-2 compact series by Freedom Models. Time to start priming this. I'm going to redo this with Mr. Finishing Surfacer 1500 black. So I already had surfaced this, but I'm going to do it again with black. For the F2 engine cans, I'm going to be using a mixture of the instructions for. Actually, I grabbed a Hasegawa kit, F2 kit, right? This is the digital camouflage. Looking forward to building this eventually someday. Anyhow, it calls for half and half between silver and burnt iron, and this is burnt iron, and instead of silver, I'm using titanium silver. This is lacquer. This is Tamiya lacquer LP63 and Mr. Color 61. Okay. So I've already done a black gloss coat. I'm just gonna kind of build this up a little bit. It looks nice. And get inside the engine can there. Oh, that's nice. Cool. That's cool. JASDF, moving along. Oceanic camouflage colors. I hate to break this to you if you don't know already, but this has been discontinued. But I have it, so that's what I'm going to use, okay? Deep Ocean Blue. This is the dark blue. Just going to follow the stuff here. Now this one has the gloss black, but this one is going to be the blue. in order to maintain uniformity with these camouflage splotches, I'm going to, same thing I did with those, what are they called, the egg planes, right? When I did the F-2s for that. So, unfortunately, this is just kind of bent downwards. It's just, that is unfortunate. Well, crap. That's not supposed to happen. There. Okay. Oh, crap. There we go. Nice. Okay, so after that, I'm going to put these down on top of other masking tape, cut them out, and then apply them to both of these. Alright, this is the Waves rotary cutter, rotary blade, or whatever the hell you want to call this thing. Okay. It kind of takes, well, a bit of a learning curve. You have to really develop motor skills to use this thing, but as you can see, I'm starting to get used to it. There. There we go. There we go. All right. Oh. There we go. Great. There we go. Nice. There. There. Now I just got to cut that out and put them onto each of those, and of course I'll do it twice. All right. There we go. Let's just make sure I don't mess this up. Left rear, and mark that appropriately.
Okay, the intakes need to be white, so that's what I'm going to do next is Mr. Color White. I'm going to dial this down. Okay, returning to the JASDF Oceanic Color Scheme box. This is Radon Gray C376. That is the noses on these guys are going to be. Yep. Nice.
Mr. Hobby, number 305 is USAF, F-15, etc. It says this is a gray color. And that is what the tips of the vertical stabilizers are. I'm sorry, horizontal stabilizers. Okay. That's what goes right here. Oops. There we go. Okay, the next color is the Oceanic Shallow Ocean Blue. And make sure that the panel lines, right, that this stuff conforms to the panel lines. Okay. All right. Okay, it's coming up pretty clean. Looks nice. Nice. I cannot believe how terrible these decals are. Look at this. Now, it was in the second video, I believe, and I showed that I requested some replacement decals from Hobby Link Japan, and I did that. And these are those replacement decals. These are not the ones that These are not the ones that I had sprayed with the protective spray, the decal bonder. And look what happened. Look at this. Lifts right off. Look at this. I did not get these wet. These are not the ones that I had sprayed. All I did was I cut one decal off. Remember, it was the instrumentation panel. And then I put the paper back on. And then this is what happens. Although actually I think it's waxy only on this. You know, that must be it. This is the waxy side and this is not the waxy side. And I put this back in the bag and I mean, even if it's not the waxy, these decals should not just stick to paper like that. That is insane. Only a very, very few of these are actually usable now. The transfer film, I suppose, is holding on to some of these. But this is crazy. I would never have expected that to happen. Fortunately, these are the ones that I had sprayed with decal bonder, and just, dear God, these are actually okay. These are terrible. These are totally gone. So that's what I do, is I cut them in half to see if I could maybe salvage them. Now I really, really hope I don't need. See, look at this. Shit. This is the one that I just cut one decal off, and then look what happens. Oh my gosh. This is nasty. I don't care if I just got some regular paper out of the drawer. This should not happen. There's no reason for these decals to stick like this. This is insane. Oh gosh. Terrible. Terrible crap. Just freedom. Well, I've done one of the wings so far. This is that pinstriping here. I'm gonna hit the mark softer on this here. Help this to comply. But that is just hideous. It shouldn't be, regardless of whether it's the waxy side or the paper side. That is insane what just happened. Oh, that is so crazy. In just like less than a year, or maybe about a year or so, that is what happened. Dear God, that is crazy as hell. Wow. Alright, these decals are going down fairly well, I suppose. I'm mostly using the old decals that I had done with I sprayed it with the decal bonder You know, oh well. At least these are okay. I think that the raw decals, as they came, should have been okay. I think the reason why it really curled up on itself was because I had the water too hot, I think. You're supposed to use warm water, but I had put it in a microwave, I think, a little bit too long. And it kind of just really ruined the decal, I think, causing it to curl up on itself. And the main problem with the decals, though, was that it just freaking stuck. Just stuck like crazy. I hate it. I hate it. Anyhow, as long as I don't screw these up, they should be fine. You know, we shall see. Let me, got plenty of this. I just smear this around more instead of making new ones, or putting more on. Alright. I'm going to... Oh, bump second. Come on. There we go. Put this down. Well, I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time showing this on camera because, I mean, heck, it's pretty boring, right? I mean, spraying is maybe a little bit more useful information, I guess, but decals are, it's exciting when they work well, but hey, alright. They can be rather irritating when they don't work well. And as you just heard my imaginary wife say, it is lunchtime, so I'll have to come back to this. But here we go, guys. The problem is that once you spray them on, you have to like really cut close because it creates a protective film around all the decals, and the carrier film is actually bigger now. So to remedy that, you have to just cut really close. Alright, decals are all down, so I will go over this with semi-gloss, Mr. Color 181, super clear, semi-gloss super clear. I had to kind of just really coax it in and just kind of, you know, push it into the cracks here quite a bit. And you know what? Shoot, I can't. I just saw something. Oh golly. I just saw another place. I guess I can't shoot this yet. Shoot. Alright. Darn it. I was ready to do the airbrushing. I have done the semi-gloss. So what I had to do, I ended up having a battery issue, so you didn't see the rest of that. I used my X-Acto knife, and I had to cut into here to make sure that these panel lines would be properly represented. As I mentioned before, these decals were kind of thick after I had sprayed them, and as a result, they weren't wanting to go into the panel lines very easily. So after I had done that, then I was able to use the Mark Softer, and they went in pretty well. So I think the dilemma was that, as I mentioned before, my water must have been too warm. It must have been kind of hot, actually. I think that's the reason why it really ruined those decals. However, I don't think there's any good excuse for that, the decals to stick like that. I mean, yeah, it had that waxy paper and stuff, but I mean, like, for example, Hasegawa, you know, other companies, they just have the decals just straight in the box, and they manage to survive just fine. So I don't know what the deal is with that. Anyhow, I'm going to finish this video here, and in the next video, which will be the fourth and final video, Ah, shoot, look at that. I got some, look at that. I didn't even see that. I have like a freaking air bubble right there. Oh, that makes me mad. Oh, it makes me so mad I can just scream, okay? Look at that. Dude, you can't do that to me. Didn't even notice that before. Well, even though I have done the clear coat, since I just made a cut, I do believe Mr. Mark Softer should be able to go into that cut I just made, soak in there, and do its work there. So anyhow, in the first, the final video, which is coming up next, hoping I'll have this done by the end of the year. You'll see the final assembly on this stuff, right? So I need to put in the landing gears and the engine cans and all that fun stuff. So stay tuned to until I what do I want to say? Stay tuned to the next video, and as always, live long and prosper. May the force be with you, and so long. Thanks for all the fish. And again, if you enjoy watching my stuff, find me on Odysee and subscribe to me there, because there's I'm uploading more build video series to that channel that I am not uploading to YouTube, because YouTube is crap. And you feel free to enjoy the dislike button on Odysee. You know, they're not afraid to display that kind of stuff, whereas this crazy YouTube is. So anyhow, see you in the next one, guys. Bye.